This is the Wolfbox's G900 Tripro dash cam. Tripro means it comes with 3 cameras. And it's the first I've seen that comes with a bumper camera or a trail camera. You'll get the 2 lines that indicate where your tires would be. Today I will unbox, install, use, and give you my thoughts on this unit so you can decide if it's something you'd like to take on the trails with you. Welcome to Unwinding Roads, or welcome back to Unwinding Roads. My name is Teddy, and today we've got this Wolfbox G900 Tripro dash cam install, but it's more than a dash cam. I want to stress that my truck didn't come with a trail cam, and if your truck didn't come with a trail cam, you might consider something like this as a great alternative. I am still currently sort of left in the dark. You've already seen the intro to this video. I haven't filmed that part yet, so I don't know exactly how this is gonna go. I'm hoping it goes well. This is a dash cam that can get put onto your rear view mirror. It also has an option of getting a bracket where you can just mount the bracket and then mount this to make it more of an OEM look. That is definitely something I am going to be getting. As of the recording right now, I don't have it. Hopefully by the time the video comes out, I have it. It is on its way. If not, I'll just be using the straps. I must admit, I did watch my friend KC250's video on this product, and it got me very excited to get it for myself. And one of the things he had mentioned is the video quality that comes out of it. I am using it for safety, of course, but I also would like to use it for these types of videos. And really what I really want to use it for is keeping an eye on that axle and where my wheels line up. Anyways, enough talking. Let's get this box open. I am not gonna spend a lot of time doing an unboxing. I think it's not important in this case. It's obviously gonna come with the mirror, and this is gonna be the brains of the operation. It does feel pretty good quality, and these seem like rubber mounts. It has a metal bracket. I am not quite sure what this is used for yet. It has the rear camera and wiring. Well, hold on a second. It says rear camera, but I don't see a camera. This is just wiring. User manual. Ooh, a nice little cloth to wipe the lens. Cigarette style plug. I guess to power the unit is an option. That's useful. And this will be the bumper camera. This is the trail cam that I was talking about. You know what? I have a feeling that these boxes got a little bit mixed up. It looks like there's some clips here to hang the wires. That's a really nice thing that Wolfbox included. Ah, okay. Here's the rear camera. It says rear camera. Okay, I have to say, I love it when companies aren't so cheap that they make sure that they send you some zip ties. That's very nice, Wolfbox. Thank you very much. Okay, they even send a tool to get into your vehicle's, I don't know, covers, whatever they're called. Double-sided sticky tape, also much appreciated. It's like GPS. More double-sided sticky tape. Little bracket with screws. Okay, and another camera. Visually, it's hard to tell the difference between these two. I would say this one is slightly bigger. No, they're the same size. It's hard to tell the difference between these two. All right, that is going to do it for what's in the box. Now, they did also send more wiring, and this is going to be the kit that plugs right into the battery for power to the dash cam itself. So I currently have another dash cam installed, and I am upgrading it to this Wolfbox. I am hoping that it's the same power cable. It looks the same, or at least similar anyways. First thing we're going to do is test that power cable and plan where I'm going to put these cameras. The rear camera, I know where I want that. The front camera, for the trail cam, we're gonna play around with that a little bit and come up with the best option. Let's get installing. Oh, and I most likely will not be using the GPS. I can pretty much guarantee I won't be using the GPS. I have the GPS turned off on my phone all the time as well. I don't know, I'm a weirdo with GPS. I'm trying to get lost, not trying to get found. I think the first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna use this plug it into my all powers, fire this thing up, do any updates that it needs. Okay, so I just turned it on, and the first thing I noticed is it has a speaker. I just heard it like make a sound. We're gonna go through these menus. Got her going. Tells you the time here. That's kind of nice. All right, let's get these cameras installed and see where we want to put them. Okay, you're gonna see on the top here, it says AV, GPS, and then the rear. Now the other cables, as I mentioned before, it's hard to tell the differences between the camera. But these connectors, this one has a bunch of holes. The other one only has 4. So this one looks like it's got 6. So it's very obvious which one goes into which one. So this camera is going to plug into here, and this will be the bumper camera, and then it uses this plug here. This one with the more of the pins, this one is not showing up on camera, but it's got more pins. And then you've got the USB-C, which will plug into there. Very obvious. Let's get going. And welcome to the bottom of my truck. I'm trying to find a spot to mount this camera, and I'm not liking any of the options so far. I can't put it where I wanted to put it, which is behind the axle. There's nothing here where I could really mount it to. Plus run the wire. So what I'm wondering is, if I mount it here, that is not gonna work. That's too bad. Okay, let me show you what I've got done so far. Okay, I'm going to mount this right here with just some double-sided sticky tape. That's all I'm gonna do. I don't think it's gonna get destroyed by branches being there, and it should be okay. I put this here to line up my wheel, and as you can see, if I go straight, it's gonna catch basically right about here on this, whatever you call that thing, the under the car trolley. And then let's go inside and I'll show you what it looks like in there. All right, so we're back inside, and then you can adjust these lines for how wide your wheel is. Now, unfortunately, this is as wide as it goes, but as you can see, it just catches the inside of my tire, where the inside of my tire would be. But real simple, you could just use these buttons, and then you can make it more narrow. You can make it wider. You can move them up and down, which is a nice little feature. Put them right there. And you can make the lines long or more low. I'm gonna leave them long like that. Very cool little feature. And that's what it looks like live. Now, as we're driving, let's say we hit an obstacle, you can move this up and down. Look at that. Never mind my garage. So that's a nice feature. I'm excited for this. This looks really cool. All right, let's run some wires. A little trick I learned from KC250. There's a spot right here underneath this that you can run some wires. So I already have the power cable running from an old dash cam. I'm just gonna reuse that one. And I'm gonna run the front camera along the same way. So as you can see, I've now installed my front camera. I've got the wire here. I'm gonna run it along my winch cable in through this piece here. And then as you can see, the wire is running right here. And I'll just be doing the same with this one. Pop off this handle, and then it's nice and clean all the way up. And here we go, up. This is bunched up from the power cable, and then over. The nice thing is you don't have to take this stuff off. You can just tuck it up in there and it'll stay. There's a nice little cavity up in there, and then the mirror will be right here. Ba-boom, we're done. I'm gonna show you how I did this. It is temporary because I don't know if I'm gonna keep this rack much longer. Just having some thoughts. I'll show you what I mean. This is currently the situation of the back of my bed. I want to put in like a fridge drawer and just have general room to keep stuff. And I want to leave my stuff in here, so I'm thinking a cap might be a better idea. Anyways, back to the camera. Check this out. The camera is installed right there above the Extrusion Overland logo. I ran the wire just along the top there. It's just zip tied. Here you can see it runs underneath here into my truck, up. Again, remember, temporary, up and over, and then to the dash cam. All right, we are now driving with it, and the first thing I noticed, actually, it's getting dark, and I guess the temperature, you would call it, of the camera is very blue. So I have my reverse camera on right now, and that's what that looks like. And you can see, I mean, the picture is pretty good, but it is very blue in comparison. The other thing is, it's just starting to get dark now, and I can't seem to get the screen dim enough. It was actually one of my concerns with this type of unit is the brightness is just not dim enough. For me, personally, at night, I don't like bright things at night. I like to keep all my lights pretty dim when I'm driving at night. There is a nice feature about it though. Check this out. All you have to do is push this button right here and it shuts it off. No worries if you need to turn it back on, you just quickly touch it and it's right back on. There's no delay whatsoever, which is a very nice feature. All right, time to do some testing. A couple of things here. It is getting dark. I'm going to put these pop cans down, line them up with my tires, and then I'll adjust on the screen the grid lines. You can adjust them that, and while I'm doing this little experiment, I'm going to be using the audio that I get from the camera. So I apologize if it's no good. I have no idea how it's going to turn out. Hopefully it turns out okay. If you get no audio, I'll do some voiceover. So let's get this set up. As you can see, I ran them both over, and this is what the audio sounds like. So let's go into the menu real quick and check this out. Got your settings. This is an actual screen, and it feels really good. Sorry, turn off the heater. Play mode, split screen. Okay, so now you can just flip through. Sound record is on. You can turn all that stuff off. I'm not sure what screensaver does. Let's see what happens. We'll wait 10 seconds. Of course I won't make you wait 10 seconds. Okay, so it just makes the screen go black. No big deal. Click tone, you can turn off the beeping. I think I'm gonna do that. Actually, you know what? I don't mind it. It's not too noisy. Volume setting. We'll put it on low. That's better. Wi-Fi. You guys can figure all that stuff out. Exposure. You always want that at 0. Parking mode, that'll detect if there's somebody around it. You can flip and mirror your images, voice control, you got flicker app, and then the screen brightness as mentioned before. So this is as low as it goes and it gets real bright. I wish it went a little lower than that. You can go up and down with the camera, which is nice. You can also zoom in and out by going onto the side here. You just go up and down and it'll zoom in and out. This is only for the rear camera. So that's pretty good. That lined up pretty nicely. I'll pick up my pop cans, of course. I do have to say it is nice having a rear view camera again, or I should say a rear view mirror again. You guys know how it is. Once you start throwing gear in there, you can't see anything out the back. My only complaints really are the unit itself is really big. I do wish they had a 10-inch one. I think it'd be a lot better. It does hit the visor when you're closing or opening the visor, so you have to maneuver it a little bit. And the dimness, it doesn't get dim enough. Wolfbox does seem like a great company. Maybe the dimness might be addressed in an upcoming update. Overall, I do like the product. It does seem very good quality. The picture quality, as you can see in the video, is not bad. Whether you're using this to make content or if you're using it just as a dash cam, it's a good price, works well. So is it better than a trail cam that comes with the truck? I'm not quite sure it is. The complaint with my trail cam on this setup is it's a little bit too narrow, quite a bit too narrow. I originally wanted to put that camera underneath the truck, facing the front axle, so I could see both wheels. The image is way too narrow for that, so I wasn't able to do it. I did put it up top. It definitely helps with seeing over the hood. I can absolutely see what's over the hood, and I know that that's gonna help me out on the trails for sure. If you'd like your own Wolfbox G900 Tripro, the link will be in the description. Until next time, go away, get lost, and unwind.